Good evening and welcome to KILI Radio Storytelling Hour. My name is Brian Charging Cloud, and I'm up here with my Tanahashi, and he will introduce himself. And this evening we came up here to talk about what we did at the school, and whenever I come up here, I always talk about the Lakota language. And I am a language advocator, language activist, and I tell stories. So again, welcome to KILI Radio. And about this time, some of you are on the road. Be careful. Take your time. And we come up here on Wednesdays from 5 to 6. And before we start, I want to thank my nephew Hercules. Tom is up here too. Thank you to KILI 90.1, 88.7 Rapid City, KILIRadio.org, all over this country. So this evening we have Tim and I will discuss, but I want him to introduce himself. Tim just lost his older brother, and I saw him today, and I asked him. I wanted him to come up and maybe his mind will be away from his loss. So I'll leave it up to him and he can introduce himself.
Shunka Tisle Mato, Tim Little Dog, na Ele Brian Hake Wugla ko Elsake Wahila. Hector Wahiha Wagla Kaina Trasi Chris Eagle Hogeta Wabalaka. Hey, who you are cash at that? Twika Iwakis Lat Hair, you look to that's him one measure one old guy, how much as a homeless hooked on that says as. I came here tak up in a takuku, you won't go up instead. Tak was taking in a yasna. Tak at Oganawa Sorosna Towiks Yamaka Kis as Takomini Blehemit in a Metita cookies to tell the coffee another than the coffee I say. Voce cake her Saketar at the Togan Oyuxis is Tak Henson Uyankapi as Takomini. Uchonio Kukelina in Kisa Takomini. It's a Maoni picture. Dona knock up on the cafe and a whoopula trunka chichupelo na whoopula trunka a controller asna. Hono umcha. Ataku Uganal Waton Taku Roxa Womaga Kel Uchizako, there is Brian at Oigfimo. I'm not up to a couple. No plum out.
Thank you, Tim. And this evening, I wanted to share what we did at Chankpeopi, the Wounded Knee District School. 2 years ago, I'm going into my third year now. And 2 years ago, we we decided to make Lakota language at the top. We put it at the top, and, along with reading, math, and we wanted to call it immersion. And we wanted to start with the kindergarten class, and then last year we went into the first graders, and then we're gonna just keep going until we go to 5th grade. 5 years. So now we're into our 3rd year, and we wanted to make it into a, not just like, if you look at a circle, we call it Changalishka in Lakota. When you look at the circle, there's 4 parts to it. And we always have 4 colors there, or the 4 directions, or the 4 virtues. And the Lakota language, the Western way, we used to teach it just 3, like from September to May, just 3 of those parts of the Changalishka. So we wanted to make it all 4, go around that one complete circle, and then, because that's our way of life. Lakota way of life is the Changalishka. So last year we went through the regular school year, then summertime we did 4 weeks. We just finished 6 weeks, and then we have to have help. We need to work with somebody, and that gives you that extra strength, whether it's mazaska, whether it's supplies. And last year we didn't have that. Last year we did it on our own. We volunteered. And this year we had some help, and it was good. It was good, and then there's some things that we need to work on. And I think Tim and I just had a discussion on that. And so we just finished 6 weeks, and then the group that I think the word is collaboration. They are going 8 weeks. We only went 6 weeks. Because we wanted to have 3 weeks off, because we're going to start school here again on August. I think everybody's going back on August 14th again. So we'll have this week, next week, the Lala Nation, and then the following. So we'll only have 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
But we did cover all the 4 parts of the circle. And what happened there was last year. Okay, I made some notes here for myself. And last year, it was 4 weeks, and I really believe that we spent a lot of time on the language last year, and a little time on activities, like maybe leather work,
fruit making.
Yeah, and then this year, even though we did 6 weeks, I just didn't feel right. I was talking to our principal this evening, and I think what happened here is that, looking back, I didn't really touch like bases with the parents. I did, but not that much. I didn't really hang on to them. And even though we invited the same students that we invited last year, and we invited some more. We want to have everybody there, but when you do that, it's hard. So the second year, we encouraged the ones that were there before, plus there was some there that were very motivated. Now, another thing is we didn't want to turn nobody down. Wachahe khosh hektoha oko topa anaha lehanis oko shakte oash le oko shakte kile oaf hekta kitala itachon kiat chale Lakota yap kile lila wayash anaha lila takuku wochon echunko khosh takuku karap naishna ko takukus na iwonglaka ona lena iha tsumahi takamata chi na Lakota chatakomun hela washiti ona le hichha nako wichak na hektoha ha wichak shniche sto. Now, see, this year we had the summer food program too, which is good. That's good for the community, for all the children. They feed them breakfast and they feed them lunch. But sometimes, and we run buses. And another thing we did this year is we had reading. So we had language and we had reading. And sometimes there's some students that need reading. Some students that were in my immersion class, they need reading too. And that's really important, reading. That's important because I'm not a reading coach, but some teachers are really concerned because maybe one of the students might be reading at this level when he's supposed to be reading way up here. Like if you read the Rapid City Journal every day, that's I think it's 4th grade level. You listeners out there, if you know what level it is, some of you probably know. Let us know. It's either 4th grade, 3rd grade, or 5th grade level. So when you reach 8th grade, you're supposed to be reading a higher level than that. So everybody should be able to read that Rapid City Journal.
Building vocabulary after. This guy, which show you what speech itself can Trokata is a don't move like often. Ashley, what kind of like you have after the Makia Waya those kind of things dietary. Oh, chunk of dietary, Ukiepi. Ukieta Obuyankana Wayana is Naku Lakol would show you one was in his new which said Ob Nakina would show you head dark corner Toska Unkin, Toska Wapikiana. Sinakina Hetzel White Sonata unique figure. Taku was the little channel, the head channel where Unkoki Pihata. The Hitagana Hoch school start is now and is not preparation after Wasitukihan. So Hanan Lahana Toska Gilsna find some time to sit down with your children and taku wichakiawana is it's valuable time. It's a good lesson, and it means you need that parental involvement. So head like in so that don't yaki pihanta lahita gana wakara ka wichaglo ne which wichaya kona lahita gana wichoya was dakuku searcha kavata. That's helping your child progress and into the next level. It's going to be hard for them. Would you like your child to be having a hard time in school, in his studies? If you love your child, if you're Lakota, give a couple minutes. Give 10 minutes of your valuable time to your child. It won't be kuata. Tako ni chinsasa o wichunkautelo.
It's really hard to do, but I don't know. There's 13 schools on this reservation. I don't know, and then there's Rosebud, there's Cheyenne River, Standing Rock. We all have schools on each reservation. Now, when it comes down to the communities, each one of these schools have a library. And at Wanadni District School, you see book donations. Sometimes books will come in, and then during the summer, like the youth works, they come from all over the country. Every week there's somebody different there at Menders. So what we did, even though we were doing the Lakota, we asked the youth work, like Sarah or like Mike. There's always two people that are in charge, and we always tell them that when they have time, if there's there's always a group that will have 1 hour of they're looking for some things to do for the school. So they separate these books. The books they're not khosh wa khanja chikala nes dama waneto gana shakte nes ikchemala hetas egnaka. So they separate them into levels. Yep. So nanakun wichakal khosh the books lina otahi hatana in watohans na ichamura le aglayo hatana aglabash. We give them books, extra books, the books that are donated, especially for the lower grades. Well, all of them. And then they take them home and they can make a little library for themselves. Maybe even get a shelf and put their books in there. And then maybe take a few minutes each day and read it. And if they need help, read with them. But if you, we don't, like, for myself, when I was growing up, we don't have room for books. So nobody ever reads to me. I read a lot of funny books. Honey, a funny book. Lone Ranger, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers.
Miss Takul Wager sister says now. Uncle me tra penny. Bible Guluhanas na Taku. Verse was this na yawa makar. Malawa.
Even that's good church. But at Bible, I don't know what the level is. Maybe it's way up there. I don't know. It's easy to read. I read it.
Täällä on itseakään. Monen niistä tsekluupikta ina books kpamenet.
Oh.
On se kanssa halvien kanssa aika. Emme. Takol oikeus sitä sanoa ina metsonasna Bible slutnasna verse ihan niin kaasuja. Ja vai you know, we act accordingly. We straighten up our acts and we behave. And at the church every Sunday, what sick you at that. Hankel wakachlapsna is na ihan niet tamakeert.
Otone sinasapa wat sick up doki ohine hoch wat sick absent sie opgechake. Dobře, čajne inu paky šajče a pojake, určitě. Šajče čašíte. Ona okolo žije, vám pitu a kon chlala tam hýbke. Než i Chris a nazov tanká, čo heče budete. So this summer we have Lakota and reading. So after when we started, we had a list of people that needed reading. So that group, the youth work people, they usually take them like one-on-one, and they sit out in the hallway and they help them read, which is pretty good. Then after a while, because we keep changing, because sometimes we have reading in Lakota, so after a while we had the reading program in the afternoon, and the language program in the morning, and then hour in the afternoon. So we made room for everything. We didn't turn nobody down, but we prioritized Lakota language and reading. So it was good, and then maybe there was 1 week where we had flute making, and I thought we lost a lot of time in Lakota. Maybe next time, if there's going to be a flute making, we should do that like in the evenings, so that we have more community people come. And then another one was the activities. Activities that I wrote them down in here is Dreamcatcher, Changalishka, God's Eye, Medicine Bags, beadwork. There's really no time for beadwork in there.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to, some of these we need to just maybe show it to the visitors, like in the afternoons. And then a couple of times we have a sweat lodge. So Toshka Joe was going to do that, but he was busy, so a couple of times I went back there and it was 100 degrees, but I sat back there and they wanted me to talk about the sweat lodge. And, I'm not maybe the right person to do that, but at least you don't have to really go into it. You can just say, well, this is Sweat Lodge. It's one of our 7 sacred rites, and that's all. If you have any questions, then you don't have to say it's going to be 200 degrees in there and things like that. You don't want to scare them, or you don't want to really, because everybody runs theirs different. But anyway, some of them are really interested in that too. But so I think we had bilingualism, but again it was okay, because now those children have 2 years of Lakota all the way. I'm hoping that one of them will catch on. We're going to do it for next year. We're going to do it again, and next year we're going to partner with youth works again. And this year they bought a teepee for us. Now, when they bought that teepee for us, he said, he said, we'll give you $1,200. So the one that we could buy with $1,200 was a 14-footer. A 14-footer is not really a big one. And it had instructions on it. Instructions So, things like that will come up. Sometimes, you and I are Lakota, we should be able to put a teepee up in, how many? 10 minutes, 15 minutes? But one day it was just me and a group from Oregon. We took out 2 hours to put that thing up. But anyway, those are things that kind of, it's fun, but we need to just keep fine-tuning, and it's okay, but and immersion is something that's really hard. Immersion, you can never have a full immersion. You can, but it's hard. Now, I don't know if there was ever a full immersion. I've been to Daryl Kipp's up in Blackfeet. I've been to Hawaii, I think 2 classrooms. I haven't been to New Zealand. It's too far away. But I know that sometimes they use English. So you can't just walk in here, close the door, and speak Lakota, because a lot of these children don't even understand Lakota. They won't know what you say. But we've got to do that. But okay, and then there was another thing that I wrote in here. We can't do nothing about that summer food program, because that's going to be there. And with that, there's going to be a lot of other students coming in. And when they eat, there's going to be a lot of children in the hallway, and then they go home. And then sometimes some of them will stay, because there's another thing. I just about forgot. One time we were fighting over children. That first 2, I think it was first week or maybe the 3rd week, because there was Dream Center, there was another one, Tennessee group, and then there was another one. There was about 4 other buses that took some of our immersion students. I went around. But it's but how do you coordinate that? Because they can go wherever they want to. Some of them have balloons and candy and popcorn, and so that's another thing that we went through. But it's okay. And then the other one was there's always something good, there's always something bad. This is not bad, but when we have these youth group people come in, and if we have them in one room, then our children tend to get shy, and they hold on to those visitors. So what does that mean? It means they want to be, they have compassion, to feel that compassion, love, care. And sometimes maybe our children need that. Maybe they don't get it at home. They do get it, but I don't know. It's there. And then whenever I ask questions or I want them to do something, then they don't do it. So that's why I wanted to separate them. I wrote those down. I said next time we need to, when we do the Lakota, we need to have it like without the visitors, and they can have like they could be next room, and then maybe another 2 hours they could all be together again for activity. That'd be good. But it's not that we it's good to work together like this because we're partnership now, and they're helping us. And in fact, today the regional director came, and they told us that they would be with us again, and they're going to help more. And we had some other people that came, and they told us that they would help us too. So we're going places. It's going to grow. Before we I'm going to leave this now, what we just went through. I heard this many times, and I wrote it down. Push Lakota Elkile, Matohansna Tuktel Tuawa Lakota ski absa. Push Lakota ki ehata he ota pikt. Washitrukta plural. You don't have to say Lakotas. You can say Lakota ki. Unanakun wajid nachon ki he unchiski e. Es helegna kapsnesta khashna. Acha nakun unchiki lolich anktelo engt. As lanchi Lilish Matonsna Hanshik Chiwahinasna Lakotia Washitria Lakotunkia, but Tuktona.
Half and half.
Hata Lakotaski. Utiski. Acha Akpashtek Tali Chashon Hesashna. Lakotaski Hesa. So here we exist. It's okay if you want to put that S in there and make it plural, but if you think Lakota, then you don't use that. Like when you talk about more than one Lakota, you don't have to put that S in there. But that's up to you. It is up to you. I'm not an English teacher or a Lakota. What do you want to call it? That's something that we learn through the Lakota, the Western thought. I just wrote that down.
You need the right word, right definition, right spelling.
The other one that I wrote down here was that, and now when I ask you to come, that life is something that you're always thankful for. And I heard this the other day, that even 1 second of your life is a blessing. It could be 1 minute, or even hour, or 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. They're all blessing. So remember, every day, say thank you. Wopila. So always like when we said read with your children, that's a good way to really spend time with your children too. And even if you just tell them 1 word, every day, it's okay.
I was just to create a bond up in now. All Lakota and Satana is it's a responsibility. To any Onitsakifti Chasne, Hana Lakolos Baby Taheti, Neja Nakina O Uspiniching. For those of you who don't speak Lakota and would like to, you should start as soon as you can. Because just like Brian said, you're wasting a lot of valuable time by not making that commitment or whatever it is that you have to offer to your own child, for his or her future. And it's very important to start now to read with your child, teach him a word, count, teach him a song. Takun hecho oyakia kina kichina kahata hena ichate ni washtikta na hena naku wakashkan kaki ichazo ya yankelo yapi. Taku washte ichana hata hena isa charge ni washtikta. And then you're really going to feel better about your own self by caring for your child and being part of his upbringing, his education. And wola kola and yankel.
Okay, I have something here that I wanted to share. It's a story, but it's a story about a city. It's a city. It's a community. And some of you listeners out there, you know where Tuba City is. Tuba City is way over there in southwestern part of Arizona, and it's about language. Tuba City, Arizona is located in the heart of Indian country, on the western part of the Navajo Nation, adjacent to the Hopi tribal lands. Okay. And it says, nevertheless, only some 15% of the Navajo children who enter kindergarten each year at Tuba City comprehend and speak their language. Now, a long time ago, all our children speak Navajo. This was written in 1993. So a long time ago, I think maybe there was a lot of speakers, a lot of children speak their language over there, just like the Kanri, the Crow, Lakota too. Okay, and it says here, the situation is far more precarious for the Hopi language. The challenges faced by residents of the Tuba City to revitalize Navajo and Hopi languages mirror those faced by many American Indian communities there, just like Lakota. Throughout the U.S. and other indigenous peoples around the world, just like the Hawaiians and the New Zealand. Okay, in September 1993, workshops were held across the Navajo reservation aimed at the maintenance of the Navajo language. Okay, the one that did the research on this, his name is Joshua Fishman. He's a language advocator, he's a researcher, and he did a lot of books about the language. And he served as the key facilitator. He cited findings from a study he is currently finishing up that compares successful and unsuccessful actions of threatened speech communities, involving 75 endangered languages. During presentations and informal discussions, Fishman continually returned to a key point. When over-relied upon or relied upon exclusively, schools fail to save languages. So he did host the research. Taku wopasi otaka. Taku le chahechash. Le oaya ki tuhuni yapiki le yakini wakip. Ishnala. Ishnala elki, that's the big word. What's going on is that it's a family and community issue. So the community is the primary force of action. I think that's is really important, but that we like this immersion project. There's other immersion projects too. The college is doing an immersion project. We're doing one. I don't know if anybody else is doing it. Kyle is doing a lot of good things. Red Cloud is doing a lot of good things. Right now, Standing Rock is, I heard, is starting immersion for the little children, kindergarten. Slow action. I don't know how they're doing. So it's really important. And okay, here, a vicious cycle persists that is very difficult to break. Lack of community infrastructure and many social problems contribute to language shift. So, of course, as long as we keep doing what we're doing, maybe we will just keep going like that for many more years. We need to change some things. Let's change things that like work with more communities. Even if they don't speak Lakota at home, we need their support. So Tosh Kachong, we did that culture night. As Hednaku, we Ipach Yasle. Because the purpose of that culture night was to have 3 presenters each Wednesday night, and they have to be in English and Lakota, bilingual. They have to be in Lakota. But pretty soon, it was all in English. Presentations were all in English. So we went from Lakota to bilingual. Pretty soon it was all the dominant language, our second language, not the first language.
Hey, age group, I think it plays a lot of plays a course 150 on a Pechana Takone Lakole Sagapi. Na Wakazalaki Washita Anakotana Don Lakol Nachumsni. So, let's say the books and sense now. Hake fränkte Unkiepi. Unkiecha teaterna. Naku Lakol Oglagonistus na. Kchi usbenici chegaki. Takon homework. Vitroye Owana Akihanta. Kchi usbenici chegata. And then Oikazukiha Trogasna u. It's not money, it's not, merchandise, darkness. And then it's not important to be paid or to be gifted for teaching yourself and a child how to speak Lakota. Yani headsets now. Ibluxene is nog takomene hena ukitsin sapin na anako tan kapikilana hoch college wala pikilana na hoch wanna you get into high school, and it's going to be more than ever. And what I'm saying is there's going to be everybody's going to be picking up this immersion just like other places have, because I always say that Lakota here on the pioneers always set examples for others because of the airways, because of KILI. KILI's messages get across the entire country, and it's always good to be honest about what you're saying and what you want to do. And to me, you don't have to be paid to help your child learn Lakota as well as yourself. You're making things easier for your child and everybody involved. Nan takol chunchas nochak moskachip is takol as hena sakibia woikaju itupiktikin hena nitratina nichante ektaryanke na takol trosh hetana one week later ognahalasna tokyatasna toa shani ikte Moskanich when is Dorskakul Onichim. Ishnaku Ikcha verbally die channel, you're doing good, I want that. That's rewarding enough. You don't need, I don't think we all need to be paid to be teaching Lakota. Oh yeah.
Today Mazaska is powerful. Everything we do, we have to pay. Like if we have a meeting, you have to feed for people to come. You have to give them something. So maybe that's why. And then we have. I always hear people say there's a lot of money out there. We need grant writers. But where are all these grant writers? People that will say, I'm a grant writer. I can find some money for you. But we've been saying this for a long time now. And then the other day, we had some visitors, and they said, "Yeah, you can get $10,000." But then the next thing I know, they're gone. So where? How do we do it? But it's hard. It's very hard. There's people that can write grants. There's people out there right now that are listening.
Hey, Bluxana, Twitcha Woika Ichuk Hena, Wakazati Kalaglana, yes. Takusna, we talk about it's kind of like getting them interested into, anything that you want your child to do. When you give them clarity to do this or that, they'll do it in a minute. Yes, I know most Kalakana, Wakazaki, Esa, Doska Woika, because we talk, I can. Don't classroom yakin of Hina. Oh, Elia Osni, na teacher was it. Okay, since we talk, Wakaza, it's going to it's kind of hard for some kids to continue school activities during vacation. Okay, what I'm saying is some of these kids, like Chante and Chante's sister from Manderson, and there's there's a few of them. They were still active, and they still wanted to learn Lakota. And we try your speech, and your culture, maybe you guys are good, man. And if you keep this up, I said, maybe we could all dig into our pockets and go out and have pizza or something. All right, there.
Well, it's I'm really glad Tanyahi the Tiwayan talk Waki back. The Yahikile Yumuk. Yukpia Yagini. Manale Mozart from Shakta. Vila Pilamaya. Thank you for coming.
Eta kumni Ramakotana, Hetuli Tachmaus, Takut Dictasna Tukhatsan Takumiasna, Uphawatsana. Well, Nizanle, that Takut Time Sana, Tony. There is not the Tony Oya took the Nazik, let's a Nazik, Tony Yates to Snika, Oyatiki, another to the Kapaheti. And a good one, doctor, so Kisna Wada
Robert.
And now, Yotan Silapida works up in mostly which I talked to Vienna Latin at some point. Tony has at the Washington. Misa exactly now,
thank you for listening, and this has been the KILI Storytelling Hour, and we will see you again next week, the first day of the Oglala Nation. And thank my nephew Hercules. Hercules, you have it. Helial. Pilamiya.